it's Michelle O'Neill, and I'm so glad to have you here. I'm going to share with you tonight 3 tips to get rid of mom guilt, and you can actually get rid of mom guilt tonight if you implement these tips. So why should you listen to me? Well, I'm a mom of 6 kids, and so, there's a lot to deal with when you have 6 kids, and there can be guilt of, are you spending enough time with them? Is there enough money? I mean, I've literally been through it all, and I had quite a few kids close. 2 of my kids are 15 months apart, and 2 of my kids are 13 months apart. So I understand the whole balancing act, and a little bit about my story. Before I had children, I wanted to be home with them. I didn't want to miss a moment. I didn't want to put them in daycare. So I did what I could to build a very successful business from home. So today I'm going to share with you to help you get over that mom guilt, because it's really holding you back from truly just loving your life and being the best mom that you can be. So the first tip I want to share with you, before I go into tips, I want to share some stats with you. 39% of working mothers say they feel so guilty because they're not spending enough time with their kids. 42% of moms have reduced their hours at work, but then they have that guilt of, I don't have enough money. Like, I want to do this with my child, but I don't have enough money. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. You work, you feel guilty. You cut your hours at work, you don't feel guilty because you're not making enough money. There was a survey done recently, and in this survey, here is the top 4 things moms said they feel guilty about. 1 was, I'm not spending enough quality time with my kids. The second one was, I lose my temper. I'm so stressed. I'm on edge. I have so much going on. I always lose my temper. And the third one is I'm super strict. I am just very strict on my kids. I don't give them any lenient. I think a 2-year-old should be as smart as a 22-year-old, and I'm too strict. It's because I'm so stressed and I have so much guilt for leaving them. I can tell I take it out on them. The third one is they're too stressed to enjoy them and actually play with them. And they actually get jealous when they see people at the park and playing with their kids and having fun with their kids because they're not doing that. So tonight, I'm going to share with you 3 tips that you can implement even tonight, and it's going to help get rid of the mom guilt. I don't care if you work 50 hours. I don't care if you work 80 hours a week. These tips are going to help you. So tip number 1, spend 1 hour quality time a day with your children. 1 hour. And I'll tell you what, when you shut the TV off, there's no phones, there's just you and them. 1 hour, by usually about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, they're ready to go do something else. It depends the age. So here's what you do. And you might have several kids. So this is what I did. I would literally get on the floor with my kids for 1 hour, and we would do puzzles, or we would do Play-Doh, or sometimes we would do clay, or we'd set the table and we would paint. And here's why we did that, because it got their creative juices flowing and it allowed them to really open up and talk to me. Like, we'd be drawing or playing with stuff or doing puzzles, and we would talk about their day and their friends and their life, and my younger kids counting, and 1 hour. And what's amazing is they're going to hear your phone go off and they're going to go, Mom, your phone. And you're like, I don't care. I'm with you. And all of a sudden they're going to be like, she's with me. And it makes them feel so good. And they can't wait for that hour that you spend with them. But you have to commit to 1 hour a day of undivided attention with your kids and have fun. And Mom, when you do that, I don't want you to think about anything but them and spending that time with them and loving on them and embracing them and enjoying them and laughing with them and having fun with them. That right there, just that 1 quality hour a day. It drives me nuts when I hear families say, well, we watch TV together at night. Oh, do you guys realize we eliminated TV long time ago? Like, bye-bye. No TV, no cable, no nothing. It's just quality time. Like, we do have a computer, they get on a computer, they're very active on that, but it's like there's no TV, there's no watching shows. It's so funny, we'll be somewhere and somebody will talk about like America's Got Talent or one of those shows, and we're like, what is that? Because that is not quality time. That's quantity time, but you need quality time. Once you have quality time with your kids, the mom guilt starts going away. So tip number 3, every night, tuck them in and read a book to them. I don't care if it's 4 pages you read or 2 pages. I don't care how exhausted you are. I don't care how much you don't want to read that book. Read the book. Take the time. And just tuck them into bed and sit there and read that book. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you what a difference that makes. Yes, that's totally different than that 1 hour undivided time that you give them. Totally different. You take and you read that book, that they go to bed with that memory, what mama did. And it's not, get all your kids together. It's not that at all. And what I did, because like I said, I had a lot of kids. So what I did is, of course, the younger ones went to bed earlier. So everybody, the older you got, you could stay up 15 minutes longer than your younger brothers and sisters. So that allowed me the time to be able to read to each of them individually. So many moms are like, I don't get undivided time with my children. Use the evening for that. It's so cute when my kids were younger and they would be ready for bedtime because they knew it was time to read, and they would go run to the cabinet, the bookshelf, and they would grab their book they wanted me to read that night. It is something they look forward to. And literally everything in my world changed. Like nothing mattered. Everything around me didn't exist during that time. So I didn't care what anybody said. It was my time with my children. Don't call me. You're not going to get a phone call. Don't ring my doorbell. Nothing. It was my time with them. And they valued that. Even though it was maybe 10, 15 minutes of undivided time where mama was reading to them, they loved it. And after you do it, I mean, you can start the process and be like exhausted, but after you're done, you feel so good. And you feel really fulfilled. And you're like, wow, I spent quality time with them. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, this is where it gets really good. So if you're a mama listening to this and your guilt is because you're not spending enough time with your kids, because maybe you have a job, or you have guilt because you have a job and you're not making enough money, or maybe you don't have a job and you don't have enough money and you have that guilt, right? It's crazy because you can get excited about being home with them, but then you want to do these things with them, or they're like, Mom, all my friends went on a vacation. Why can't we? And you're like, because I chose to stay home with you instead, and we have to make sacrifices, but we're together. But the reality is you might be together with them, but you have that mama guilt, so you might be more irritable and more stressed and more testy because that's not how you envision being a mom, right? I mean, before we have children, we envision what it's going to be like. And when it doesn't turn out that way, we get cranky. So here's what I want to share with you. Get rid of it like this. When I decided to have kids, I was going to make sure I was home with my children, but I wanted to be a mompreneur. I didn't care what it took. I was going to figure it out because I didn't want to sacrifice money for time. And I didn't want to sacrifice time for money. So I wanted the best of both worlds, and I was determined to figure it out. So I did. And here's what I recommend. I want you to spend some time with your children. This is where it gets good. And I want you to be like, okay, I want to change things in 6 months, or I want to change things in a year. So mama's going to find a way to work from home. How would that feel if I figured out a way to work from home where I can take you to school every day, go eat lunch with you, pick you up, we can go to the park, and we can have money to travel and do things. Hear what they say, and then say, okay, right now I can't just start doing that because we have a life, we have a work. So I need your help in me finding an hour or 2 hours every night to be able to do that. So in 6 months or a year, you have my undivided attention. So what happens is when you as a family figure out what you're going to do and you work with your kids in it, makes all the difference in the world. I see so many moms Like they want to start their own online business, or they want to join a network marketing company, and they do it and they don't include their family. And the first thing they say is, I'm overwhelmed. I can't balance. My family's frustrating me. I'm stressed. It's not worth it. But I'm like, well, what do your kids think about it? I don't know. I don't talk to them about it. I'm like, why? My kids know everything I do, my journey. They're part of it. They celebrate my success. They love every second of it because they know what the end result's going to be. So the third way to get rid of mom guilt is figure out a way that you can be home with them by creating your own business. Maybe you want to be a virtual assistant where you help people. Maybe you want to create your own digital product. Maybe you want to join a network marketing company and do it that way. Maybe you want to make your own product and get it out there. Whatever that is, do it, but include your family in it. The moment you include them, you working towards that becomes fun because they're part of it. So if you implement these 3 things, your mom guilt will go away like that. Now, I know I shared with you in the third one that 6 months or a year, maybe your plan is 2 years. But whatever it is, time is not the issue. It is getting your children involved, and they celebrate your success with you, and you celebrate them and you engage them in it. I remember when I was starting my online business and I asked my children, what colors do you think I should go with for the website and why? What do you think we should name this and why? Hey, which do you like better? Which picture do you like better and why? So guess what happened with me doing that? It made my 12-year-old daughter, when she was 12, made her be like, I want to do what you're doing, Mom, and I want to start my own business. So now she has a very successful online business where she makes about $900 a week, and she just turned 13. But I had her so engaged in mine that it was fun. Like, there was never any guilt of me building my business because I did it with my children supporting me, helping me, encouraging me, giving me their opinion. And it was funny because one time I really liked something and they didn't. And I'm like, why? And they told me, and I'm like, oh, you're so smart. I never thought of it that way. So you guys, like, if you don't like the way your life is going, dang it, change it. We live one life. One life. This is it. So stop the mom guilt. Spend an hour a day with your children no matter what. I don't care how tired you are. I don't care what you have going on. They are worth 1 hour a day. Undivided attention, nothing happens, your mind stays clear with them. Number 2 is you're going to tuck them in every night and you're going to read to them, each individually 10 to 15 minutes every night. Third part, if you really want to get out of your job, if you really want to make more money, then figure out a way to do it from home. There's so many different ways you can do it. And work together as a family to figure out and include them and celebrate and work together and set a goal to when you're going to do that. And my friends, when you implement these 3 tips, bye-bye mom guilt. It's gone. Not only is mom guilt gone, you will have such a closer, better relationship with your kids. So I hope this information helped. I hope you're loving these Empowering Mom series that I'm going to be bringing to you each and every week to help you be the best mom you can be and create the life you become absolutely obsessed with. So have a great weekend. And hey, if this video brought you value, dang it, share it with other moms. We want to help all moms get rid of mom guilt. And if you implement any of this in the video that I've shared with you, put in the comments, what was your children's reaction and how did they react and how are they loving it? And if you love this information, like it, let me know that, hey, it brought you value. So thanks for joining me. And again, I want to empower you to go be the best mom you can be, say bye-bye to mom guilt, and create the life you love for you and your family. Talk to you later. Bye.